Very good morning, children. Today we will study the consumption function and market equilibrium. Consumption function actually is what? It is the tendency of consumption. Here you can see if I say C is a consumption function, then it is a function of Y. What is Y? That is income. So as the income gets changed, the consumption gets changed. Remember, once again I am reminding you, consumption and autonomous consumption are two different aspects. Autonomous consumption is the consumption which is made at zero level of income. If you see this diagram, O to C, it is C bar. C bar means autonomous consumption. Now, consumption function, the normal consumption function, that is known as average propensity to consume. Propensity here, it means the tendency. It is C by Y. You can see here Y also is given, C also is given. If I want to find APC, that is average propensity to consume, then what I have to do? I will divide C by Y. So first will be not defined, second it will be 1.2, then 1, then point something, and likewise it will go. So average propensity to consume is C by Y, means APC equal to C by Y. And if you see the consumption curve, you can see 0 to Y, this is aggregate supply. And this CEC, a line CEC, that you can see it is aggregate demand. Where it is written disk saving, it will be known as disk saving because here the demand is more than aggregate supply. Or in short, yesterday I explained you that in our last class we have studied that aggregate supply is equal to national income or income. So here you can clearly see that income is less than demand. So there is no possibility of saving. The point E is the break-even point. Break-even point means zero saving. In other words, we say zero saving means total consumption, which is equal to income. Whatever is income, the full income is consumed. And above that you can see saving, because as you go longer and longer, the difference between Y and C is increasing. It means income is getting increased as compared to consumption, and this is known as saving. Now you see the types of propensities to consume. I told you average propensity to consume and marginal propensity to consume. So first we will see APC. As I told you that APC is equal to C by Y. So we will see how it is calculated. See, you have Y, you have C. So APC will be as simple as C by Y. So you have to take the ratio. That ratio shows that what is the average propensity to consume. If I talk about rich and poor, the poor has more tendency of consumption as compared to richer. We feel that richer consume more. No, richer spend more. If my full income is getting into the consumption, it means that my full income is getting into the consumption means I cannot save. If I'm not save, I cannot consider myself as richer. And this is the curve of APC. Okay, aggregate demand. Here C equal to ON. There what you can see that is the point where see at particular income level Y1, the consumption is very high. Understood? So if we see that consumption is more than national income, then APC is greater than 1. If consumption is equal to the national income, APC equal to 1. And if consumption is lesser than national income, then APC will be less than 1. Now we will go to marginal propensity to consume, that is MPC. In our earlier chapter in micro last year, we have studied that MPC is always the additional, and marginal is always additional. So the formula of MPC will be change in consumption upon change in income. It means delta C by delta Y. The calculation factor you can see here, you have got income and consumption. Delta C first will be dash, second will be 120 minus 40, then 200 minus 120, 280 minus 200, and likewise. So you can see delta C is coming constant and delta Y is also coming constant. But MPC, you can see since both are constant, it will also be constant, and that you can clearly see in the curve. Constantly it is increasing with the increase in income. If the consumption is also increased in the same proportion, then MPC remains same. If we see some important points about MPC, so value of MPC varies between 0 and 1. It cannot go less than 0, it cannot go beyond 1. MPC of poor is more than that of rich. As I explained you, poor people has more tendency of consumption because their full income is getting into consumption. Then MPC falls with successive increase in income. MPC falls with successive increase in income means as the income will get increased, MPC will fall. मतलब consumption की tendency कम होती जाएगी, saving की बढ़ती जाएगी. Now as we have seen MPC, same way we will see APS and MPS, saving function. That is known as saving function. In our last chapter last lecture we have seen that saving can go negative. Saving can go negative means no income but expenditure are made out of the previous saving. In that case saving can go negative, and that you can see in the curve. This is also known as dissaving. Understood? And again the types of propensity to save, it will be APS and MPS, and the formula will remain same like APS, saving upon income, that is S upon Y, and for MPS the formula will turn to delta S upon delta Y. Rest the things remains same. Another thing is that APC plus APS is equal to 1 and MPC plus MPS will always be equal to 1. It means average propensity to consume and average propensity to save. The sum total will be 1. That is why it cannot go beyond 1. It moves from 0 to 1. Similarly, MPC plus MPS will always be equal to 1. So this is all about the consumption function, saving function, APC, APS, MPC and MPS. In our next class, we will see some practical questions and the equations of consumption function. Thank you.